Contrary to popular belief, African American history did not start with slavery in the New World. An overwhelming body of new evidence is emerging, which proves that Africans had frequently sailed across the Atlantic to the Americas thousands of years before Columbus, and indeed before the Vikings. The great ancient civilizations of Egypt and West Africa traveled to the Americas, contributing immensely to early American civilization by importing the art of pyramid building, political systems, and religious practices, as well as mathematics, writing, and a sophisticated calendar. The strongest evidence of African presence in America comes from the pen of Christopher Columbus himself. In 1920, a renowned American historian and linguist, Leah Weiner of Harvard University, in his book, Africa and the Discovery of America, explained how Columbus noted in his journal that Native Americans had confirmed that black-skinned people had come from the southeast in boats, trading in gold-tipped spears. Located in the Museum of the Seminary of Sherbrooke, in Quebec, Canada,
Columbus said
there are a set of mysterious stones that, according to many who have researched them, could offer conclusive evidence that the Vikings and Columbus weren't the first who traveled to America, but a culture from northern Africa 2,500 years ago. The two flagstone pieces of limestone are 3 feet long and 1.5 feet high and weigh around 400 pounds. They were discovered in a field near the St. Francois River. At the time of the discovery, the considerably weathered stones were covered with 2 lines of unknown script. Professor Thomas Lee, an archaeologist, deciphered the inscriptions. According to Professor Lee, the inscriptions were written in a Libyan script. Professor Lee said the following: "The Libyans would have been operating, in my opinion, out of Carthage, which was a Phoenician city at the time. The inscriptions suggest an ancient expedition reached the area after sailing up the St. Francis River, which flows into the St. Lawrence River, southwest of Trois-Rivières, Quebec. The inscriptions are written in a format called Bistrophidan, in which you read the first line left to right, and the next line right to left." Professor Howard Fell, at Harvard University, also believed that the message was in Libyan, from North Africa, and translates as following: "Thus far, our expedition traveled in the service of Lord Hiram, to conquer land. This is the record of Hanta, attain the great river." And these words cut in stone. The other of the pair discovered together bears the inscription: "Record by Hata, who attained this limit on the river, moved his ship, and engraved this rock."
Wow.
Despite the fact that Fell's primary professional research included starfish and sea urchins, he is best known for his controversial work in New World epigraphy, arguing that various inscriptions in the Americas are best explained by extensive pre-Columbian contact with Old World civilizations. Professor Fell's work was unsurprisingly rejected by most mainstream scholars, who firmly reject the notion that African explorers arrived in the American continent around 2,500 years ago. Professor Fell also said that he believes that the reference found in ancient African inscriptions, "barbarous lands at the end of the world," definitely described the Americas. He said evidence supporting an earlier discovery of the Americas has also been found in the lands of Spain and North Africa. In his opinion, the people who left the stones made at least 2 expeditions, including one to the Yucatan area of Mexico. He even said that one stone found there gives the area its name. Ancient history of North America is still shrouded in mystery. Historians, archaeologists, and other scientists keep debating who really discovered North America, and we have many reasons, and plenty of evidence to say Christopher Columbus and the Vikings were by no means the first foreigners who discovered the continent. Some scholars agree that ancient Egyptians and Africans visited America long before Columbus and the Vikings. the controversial Davenport and Pontotoc cell are two artifacts that may prove presence of ancient Egyptians and Africans in America.
Mm-hmm.
The Davenport cell was unearthed in a burial mound in 1877 in Iowa. It contains a carving of opening of the mouth ceremony, which is of Nubian Egyptian origin. Professor Howard Fell said the following. Egyptian and Libyan explorers had sailed up the Mississippi River and left the written stone tablet, the Davenport cell.
Wow.
According to Professor Fell,
I mean, it's just an overwhelming amount of evidence that's coming out, just proving that African people discovered North America long before the Siberian, Mongoloid, Indian people, before Christopher Columbus in 1492, way before that, thousands of years before that. And if you pay attention to the video, Christopher Columbus, he even said when he got there, the people were dark-skinned people. Just listen to the black-skinned people. Just listen to what they're saying in the video, man. They letting the proof out. First they was lying about it, now they letting it out. Hey.